Hey guys, it's Rage. Today I'm going to talk about my stretched ears, how I stretch them, why I stretch them, and when I stretch them, and problems that I came across. I stretched my ears about 5 years ago, and back then I had absolutely no clue what the hell I was doing. My friend was stretching her ears and I was just like, oh my god, I want to stretch mine too because they look so good. And then I kind of fell into the whole, ow. And then I kind of fell into the whole, oh, I want to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I was at the same time not entirely sure if I wanted to stretch ears, because I knew once you stretched, you couldn't stretch down, and I was just like, nah, I'll be fine. So I stretched up to 14 millimeters, which is about that, I'd say that big. Not really big, but you know, a decent size. I used acrylic to stretch, and personally I don't see anything wrong with acrylic. Now I know it's really bad because there's bacteria in it and it stretches really badly and all this stuff, but I used acrylic because I wanted to use acrylic, and I honestly didn't know any other way to stretch your ears, and I wasn't gonna fork out loads of money for surgical steel, and if I were to stretch again I would still use acrylic because it's cheap. And yeah, so one thing that really pisses me off is that in my video that's got the most views ever on my channel, it's the one where I'm moving blue hair dye out of my hair. Every single fucking day I get people commenting saying, you shouldn't wear tapers as jewellery. I'm not using tapers as jewellery. I was fucking stretching my ears, you twit. I put it in the description, I put it in the comments, I replied to people. Now whether or not you like stretching with tapers, I was stretching with tapers. Problem? Alright, so now a problem that I came across was that I stretched too fast. I went from almost a closed ear to a 2 millimeter using freaking hand antiseptic. Why in the world I decided to use that, I have no idea, but as I put it in, it stung. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. And honestly, 2 millimeters is like the size of a twig. It's a little twig that you'd find on the floor. It's so small. Yeah, it killed, it wrecked. So do not stretch with hand sanitizer, okay? Alright, so I stretched with that, and then when I got to 10 millimeters, I started noticing that my ear was kind of weird. So I have the initial stretched ear, but then on a taper or on a plug, there was another, it's going to be so hard to explain, cue diagram. So as you can see, there's like the initial stretch lobe, and then behind it is like an extra piece of skin that like almost didn't stretch the same way, and kind of like, it should be underneath it, but it wasn't for some reason. So yeah, so that's what happened, and I think that's what a blowout is. So there wasn't any pus or any blood or anything like that. I mean, it was completely clean, but for some reason that's happening, so I think that was a blow job. Not a blow job. A blowout. So yeah, I had that in both of my ears, and I was just like, oh dear god. So I went to 14 millimeters, I kept that for a while, and I think a year ago I took them out. So I'm going to show you what my earlobes are like now, from a 14 millimeter to a whatever it is now in a year. So this is my left lobe, and you know, as you can see, it is not entirely healed. I mean, from a, you know, a resting point of view, it looks like a cat asshole basically. And yeah, I stretch it out. That would probably fit about a 6 millimeter in there, I think. Now the right one isn't as bad. I mean, it doesn't look like a cat butthole. You know, it's still not fully healed, and I don't think it ever will fully heal. I know you can massage it and, you know, get all the fluid or whatever to heal it, but I think it's gonna stay like this forever. So this one is pretty much, I'd say that's about a 5 millimeter. So yeah, it won't fully heal, but hey ho. The reason why I took them out was so that I could wear dangly earrings, because I went through an obsession of like wanting dangly earrings. I can never wear dangly jewellery again. So my only option is to remain ear jewellery-less, or to actually stretch again. And I'm thinking towards the stretching again. When my hair grows a bit more, I want to get industrial across my ear. Probably this one, depending on which side my fringe decides to fall. And right now it's looking like it's gonna go that way, but I want it to go this way because it's easier to straighten because I'm right-handed. So whichever side it falls on, I'm gonna like brush my hair apart, you know, and like industrial, stretch ear. So yeah, that is my piercing story. Woo! And quickly brushing over like the terms of what these are, I call them stretched ears, or yeah, I don't call them anything else, just stretched ears because that's what they are. I know people hate the word gauges, I think it's called, because that is a measurement. I don't use gauges, I use millimeters because I am British. And I also don't know what gauge I would be. Other than that, it's just plugs, tapers, and tunnels really, even though they're the jewellery. So, stretched ears. Woo! Alright guys, I'm going to end this here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!
Like a Hellcat.